After years of teasing, Andy Ruiz Jr. and Luis Ortiz are finally set to face off. The pair will meet on August 13th at the Crypto.com Arena, Los Angeles, California, in the U.S. It's an exciting matchup to be sure, and there's no clear favorite, and it will be a brutal battle. Before we start, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our videos. Let's get started.
I'm ready.
Luis Ortiz. Ortiz's strengths. Ortiz is a calculating and skillful boxer. For technical ability, Ortiz has a large selection of punches and other moves in his arsenal. He knows the best punches to throw in every situation. Ortiz's counter-punching is extremely well-timed and accurate. He does a great job of drawing his opponent's shot out to open them up for his counters. He baits his opponents into leading the dance and quickly punishes them. This was evident in his 4-round demolition of Monty Barrett. With his right hand low and his jab constantly peppering Barrett, Barrett had to try and lunge in from a distance. Still, Ortiz was always waiting for him with a much harder and considerably more accurate straight left. His legs may be his biggest strength because of his agile footwork. He moves with intelligence and decent speed for his weight class of heavyweight. He's excellent at using his feet to maneuver out of danger when his opponent fires back. His perfect footwork and quick hand movements were evident in his fight against Jennings. He switched up between a blinding jab that created space for his signature straight left to popping out a more brutal quick jab that kept Jennings in check. These varied moves made it hard for Jennings to find any comfort and set any rhythm. He easily earns his nickname of King Kong and uses his strengths well. His technical abilities and fancy footwork will be a big advantage against the more rotund Andy Ruiz. He'll likely run circles around him.
Jab to the abdomen by Luis Ortiz.
Ortiz's weaknesses. For all of Ortiz's strengths, he's certainly not perfect. There's real issues that become abundantly clear when analyzing multiple fights. To some extent, age is a state of mind, but age and stamina are significant factors in the sporting arena, and Ortiz has both working against him. It's obvious he's getting older and in decline. At about 50 years old, it's no surprise he works like a cheetah, quick and brutal, because of the risk of tiring quickly and losing the upper hand. It is an inevitable downside to Ortiz's great mass, as it puts a higher demand on his oxygen supply. He's trying to hurt his opponent in everything he does, but the better the opposition, the more likely he'll have physical issues doing so. Also, the approach he employs is a bit of a problem. Against Jennings, he started fast and nearly closed the show in the opening round. However, Jennings battled through and forced Ortiz to fight at a more rapid pace. Jennings forced Ortiz out of his comfort zone, and as a result, Ortiz was at times visibly gassed, even needing 1 or 2 rounds to get his breath back before going back to ultimately destroy Jennings. Boxing records. The Cuban heavyweight boasts 33 wins, 30 by knockout, and has enjoyed 2 stints as the WBA's interim champion. And yet somehow, for a fighter who stands 6'4", he struggled to get noticed. Preparation. The 43-year-old Ortiz is always very well prepared, both physically and mentally, to deliver a reminder he remains a threat to the upper echelon of the heavyweight division. He's been waiting for this fight for so long, and it seems he's always ready to take on anyone who dares to challenge him. King Kong's enthusiasm is shown in consecutive grueling matches, especially his most recent on New Year's Day against Charles Martin. Ortiz badly buckled Martin with an overhand left that left him dazed in the corner. Then Ortiz unloaded with a bundle of punches that sent Martin to one knee. In a bizarre sequence, Martin's left glove was tied up in the ropes after the knockdown until the referee freed him. Andy Ruiz Jr.'s strengths. The most obvious and recognizable advantage of Andy Ruiz Jr. is hand speed and equally substantial power in both hands. Andy Ruiz's magic power and speed can be the weapon to counter any of the giants in the heavyweight division. Consider this big fight. Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. If you let your guard down, Andy will make you pay. Andy Ruiz Jr. shocked everyone that Saturday night when he spoiled Anthony Joshua's U.S. debut with a 7th round TKO at Madison Square Garden. It's one of the most iconic moments in recent heavyweight history. Ruiz was the apparent underdog but dropped Joshua twice before the end of the next round. He then sent the undefeated champion crashing to the canvas for a 3rd and 4th time in the 7th round before referee Mike Griffin stopped the proceedings at the 127 mark. This was no fluke. No lucky one-punch knockout can be explained away by a silver-tongued promoter. Joshua was outboxed, outwitted, and beaten up on a night that turned the boxing world on its head. Besides, Destroyer's approach style is also a respectful strength. His style gets to his opponent behind a deceptively fast jab and his agile feet. His footwork isn't pretty like the rest of his game, but he closes the distance before opponents know it. In this regard, he's superior to King Kong Ortiz, and it can be used as a weapon, a special weapon that Ruiz could use to counter and knock down opponents. Andy Ruiz Jr.'s weaknesses. Ruiz had exceeded almost everyone's expectations. However, he has weaknesses compared to King Kong. He's at a disadvantage with a lack of reach and his obese body. Even though he is 6'3", he's rarely the tallest in the ring, and if he had the same reach as Fury, Wilder, or Joshua and retained his wicked fast hand speed, perhaps the heavyweights would have all dreaded him. Preparation. Ruiz's preparation was quite good, and he took practice very seriously. It can be clearly seen in his last fight against Chris Arreola. Ruiz pelted Arreola with a combination in the middle and the late rounds, and with the backing of his new trainer, Eddie Reynosa.
To win this fight. Uppercut there by Ruiz, able to land with the right hand. Arreola landed with his own right hand.
Ruiz also alters his diet to achieve peak performance. If Ruiz maintains this preparation and determination, he'll be able to fight at a higher tempo than Ortiz, recover far faster, and be more resilient. With a replenished focus and new trainer, Ruiz may have a winning strategy for this upcoming match against Ortiz. And of course, after showing greater commitment to training, it's evident Ruiz will remain a force in the division overall, regardless of the outcome of this epic match. Prediction. This gives us enough context to put together a prediction for this match. I think Ruiz will try and start fast, quickly attempting to get Ortiz's respect early on. Ortiz will have to rely on his counter swings, as he won't be able to deal with being on the front foot, especially at the speeds Ruiz is capable of.
And Chris Ariel is not dead yet. 3-punch combination by Ruiz.
I do think Ruiz will land more punches in the early rounds overall. Still, Ortiz will counter with better and more meaningful punches that will gain Ruiz's respect. The mid to late rounds will be a more cautious fight, a dance versus a brawl. Both boxers will be fatigued at this point and may be having issues with stamina. This period of exhaustion and distraction will create an opportunity for both Ruiz and King Kong to break through and turn the tide of the battle. Some possible scenarios would be Ruiz could force Ortiz forward on the front foot and counter him with a combination that Ortiz's chin won't be able to handle, which would end in a Ruiz knockout. Or Ortiz will use his dexterity to dodge Andy Ruiz's left hook that disorients him and counterattack with a knockdown and a win for Ortiz. Either way, both Ortiz and Andy Ruiz prepared well in their last few fights. Ortiz fights for his daughter and his passion, and Ruiz fights for the glory of the beautiful country of Mexico. So let's see how they fight. Who do you think will be the winner? Will it be a KO, a TKO, or a UD win? And at what round does the match stop? Leave your comments below and let us know. Let's see how you do. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell icon, and don't miss any updates from us. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.